Good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see amazing day yesterday. Nvidia is going nuts today. Wow. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. People were asking me about the strategy yesterday, and it was different. We don't usually do that, but we've seen something, so that's why we did it. But it actually worked, and it made a lot of sense. So here's the thing. So you buy Nvidia, and you buy for next week's, and you're up 2.5 points. So let's say you're up, I was up 18, but let's say 20, okay? So you have 20K, you sell it. But then you buy 100 of this week's 250s. Now you had next week's, and you could have held them, and you made another 4 points, okay, as it went up. And if you held them into today, you're going to make another 8 points, okay? So, but we did it a different way. So you sell them at 20 grand because you don't know. The market is what it is. So you don't know, okay? So you sell them, and you're up 20. So you put 10 into this week's 250s, saying you still want to participate, and if it keeps going up, you make more money because you're closer. You're this week's. You're not paying for the time. And hold on a sec, just making sure I did start this right. Okay. That would have been bad. I'm just talking to nobody. Very nice. Okay. So you roll to this week's, and we bought them at 1-ish, and they go to 3. Now they're going to be 10 today. Jesus. Okay. So now you make 20,000 more, and you sell them. So now you have 20 and 20. You have 40. Now you go back into next week's, and you put in the 20 because you bought the 270s. You put in 100 of them. So now you've made 20 grand, and that position is free. Do you see that? Do you see how that worked? Or you could have held the other one, and yeah, you would be up $8 more, but you still have risk. You still have your own money in that position. Now, you could have rolled up next week's and done that. It's just they don't move as fast because you're out of the money. Very interesting, right? Very interesting. Because we've seen the breakup. So what was the breakup? So why did it break up? Come on, guys. Somebody knows something. Come on, type. Can't give everything to you without somebody type. Just type. Come on. One person, say hello. You can just say hello. Say hello. Nobody's typing in. There you go. Key level. There you go. Key level. 244. How many times for 3.5 weeks did I say 244, 244, 244, 245 accelerator? It traded at 246. Remember Meta? We told you 178, 183, 191. If it gets over 191, it's gone. Boom, 197, gone. Numbers. Today, Tesla, 188. I don't know if it gets over 188, but if it does, got 191, 193. But yesterday was different because Google ran and Amazon ran. Or how about Baidu? If you're sitting on Baidu, yesterday the 145s were a nickel. Today they're going to open at $1.50. Interesting. Netflix. Yesterday got to 316. We started Netflix at 96 when it was at 296. And we bought the 205s and the 210s and the 212s. It got to 216 yesterday, and it dropped. It got to my number, and it dropped. Very interesting, right? Very interesting. That's the market you got. The chips are really moving. Lab Research yesterday, amazing move and breakup, 29 points. So now you have this bank takeout. Now think about this. I just posted this in the room. This stuff is just funny as shit. Yeah, 2 days ago, somebody put First Republic Bank, they cut it to the price target to 80 from 140. And I said, this is never going to hit 80 for the next 10 years. Think about this. Just some guy named Sam Some guy that's named Sam says it's not going to hit 80 for 10 years. Today, it got a $5 price target. When you start taking in money, why would your stock go up? When it's possible that all your stock is gone, the company doesn't even exist. That's what's happening in the market. They put that out there so a bunch of people would buy it and they'd get stuck. Now, I have no problem with people buying it at 30 or 20 or 30 and taking it for 15 points in the next hour or two or that day. Very interesting. Okay, one more thing, interest here. If you own SIVB or Signature Bank or puts, they're going to exercise those puts and they're going to keep them in your account. Fidelity and the bigger brokerages. You need to tell them to exercise, and they're going to keep them in your account till those stocks eventually open and you can settle it at zero. So if you have the 130 puts, we have some people that bought the 130 puts when I mentioned it, $3. Those are going to go to 130 at some point. They'll exercise the puts. You'll have to go buy the stock from them at, I don't know, 10 cents or 20 cents or 50 cents, and then you'll get the difference. That's what I've been told. Okay? Interesting. So let's see. Okay, I posted an article on Nvidia, and I believe they said they ship it in packages of eight, and it's 200,000, so it's 25,000 per. 25,000 per. Okay, so I didn't even do the math here. Let's do the math. So 10,000 times 25,000 equals $250 million just for Microsoft. And they're sold out. And everybody else is going to run these. And the whole world is going to run off this. Now, you may not like ChatGPT. It doesn't matter what you like. But it's going to work. It may not be their ChatGPT. It may be a different one. But within 5 years, I'm pretty sure AI takes out a quarter of the jobs that are out there. Okay? So just know that. And Nvidia gets all the business. Now, they're going to demo this thing, and he's going to talk about it, and he's going to talk about demand on Tuesday. So does this get 272 by Tuesday? I would like 272 by today, but 272 by Tuesday would be nice. And if he guides up 300. Now, this reminds me of Tesla when it was going nuts. Nobody said it can't go to 300, 320, 350, 380, 400, Nvidia. Doesn't mean it stays there for the next 20 years. Just like Tesla didn't stay where it was. But it can go up because this is the one that is growing leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. Now, if you bought them with us yesterday as the first trade, you're going to be up $2 or $3. Trade them. Make your money. Roll up. Then we see. Because once again, going into a weekend, nobody knows what happens, what can happen. And then you get the Fed next week. That's what we know. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Okay. Good morning, everybody. 3:17. Stocks go up, stocks go down, then we see. Expiration day, roll week. What happens into the weekend? Interesting, right? Interesting. Okay. SPX was down a little bit when I got up. Hold on a second. I didn't. We're having big storms here, so when storms come, I shut everything down. Instead of putting them to sleep, I shut everything down. So hold on a second. One second. Okay, look at that. I even typed everything in correctly. Isn't that interesting? Sam can type. Okay, SPX down 8. Okay, so it puts it at 39.52. You got 39.51, 39.32, 3,900 round number, 39.82, and 4,000 upside. Okay, Nvidia, 261, 266 underneath 257. Lam Research, 521, 532 underneath 500. Adobe's on the screen because if you want to short, I'm pretty sure, I think Kramer's right. If ChatGPT comes in, Adobe goes down. Now, it's not here yet. You're talking a year, 2 years away. Adobe goes to 100? Very interesting, right? JP Morgan down a little bit, so banks are still down. 127, 125 on it, over 132. Goldman Sachs, 309, 300. Avago, 642, 651. Snowman needs 141, 146. MicroStrategy flying. That means Bitcoin must be up. Interesting. 272. MDB moving on up. Very interesting. This monster PE stock. So 222, 229. NOW, can it get to 250? Maybe. Then we see. Netflix, 316. Microsoft looks like 281, 289. Baidu, 146, 152. Amazon, 103. Google, 101. Moderna, 156. Tesla, 188. First Solar held. 216 would be a breakup. I don't know when it happens. 216 would be a breakup. That's what we know. Today is about, come on, type it in. It's about one stock. It's about. Everybody's like, I'm in bed. Nvidia. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.